Welcome back to 2 Cents with Beegs. We are going over the option select and coverage in this episode. We're going to be doing a lot of stops and goes in this one just to show kind of like breakdowns. I chose Armada versus Mango specifically for this because of the simple fact that it's an Iron Man. They're showing off quite a bit of top tier characters and I think some low, I'm not sure. But I can go through and kind of use different character examples instead of it's only Marth or Valko or Cloud, etc. So let's go. So first off, option select. Option select in general, which a lot of Smash commentators, players, and Reddit forums, whatever, Smash boards, they always talk about option select. What do you have out of these options? Here is a prime example. All right. As you see, if I go scroll back a little bit, the Valken right here, pause it. As you see, a couple frames back, the Valken got upbeat here. His only option here was to either tech wall jump or tech, or not tech at all and die. But the Sheik reacted to that and tried to just do down air to forward smash or forward air. So that's one option select, meaning whatever your opponent has left is what they could do. Here's another good one too. He need him off so he's far off. He knows he's got his jump, so he's watching. He uses jump, waited, and then just punished by knee. He knew by holding a ledge there, he was forcing him to either do a risky maneuver of going to the ledge as Sheik, because everyone knows that Sheik's recovery is not so hot. At lower levels, Sheik's recovery is godlike. But when you get to higher levels, you know what Sheik's weaknesses are, and that's holding the ledge. I cannot stress that enough. Hold the ledge. And he did that. So as soon as he came on the ledge, knee. And it's instant dead. With Captain Falcon just holding the ledge there, it covered going up. It covered going on stage. It even covered him going back to the ledge. Literally, of Captain Falcon just hanging there, it was, you have to get hit. There's nothing. And the only way he would escape that is human error. The only possibility. When you are doing any kind of option coverage, you want to try to cover as many options at once by either standing there, holding, or just throwing out a move. Another good example of this would be Mars forward air on the ledge. If you see a Fox recovering down low, way down here at the bottom of Dreamland, you would either hold ledge and dare, you could just do a fair tipper to a dare. There's many different options. Down tilt, but with down tilt, you're opening up different options. If the Fox techs, they can either tech the over B and you could do another down tilt, possibly if you can squeeze it in there. I think you can, but saying you're not ready for it, they could tech wall jump over B to get around the down tilt. You have to be ready for that. What could you do after down tilt? Since down tilt has Isaiah frames, meaning as soon as initiated, you can cancel it. You could either jab them, fair them. I think jab's a faster and better option than fair, but it's just another option just depending on how fast they take or how quick they are with it. But another thing too for this option select is you need to be aware of what your opponent is doing and what the character they're playing weaknesses are. For example, Sheik does not have that good of an approach, and it's obvious too. You can tell because a lot of Sheik players are very defensive with Sheik. They're not offensive at all. The few that are, actually, I honestly cannot think of one highly aggressive Sheik player, to be honest with you. I mean, maybe the most aggressive one would be Plup, and even then, he's not really that super aggressive. Because Sheik does not really have that good of an approach. Because a lot of her moves are crouch cancelable, her dash attack. Her dash attack can be easily crouch cancelable. And just the fact that she only has grab, dash attack, needles, maybe. That's practically it. But anyways, for this, what I'm trying to say is though, you need to first figure out what's going on. Again, I hope I can scroll back a little bit. I know I'm a little bit all over the place on this video so far, but it's hard to cover everything. Right there, you saw him jump way out here. After the down throw, did his business. Wait for it. This is the this video is gonna be a little bit longer, just because I have to stop and go and right here, the knee. Okay, he waited, saw the jump. He's like, okay, I have to go to the ledge, because the only option he had after the jump, because how it's angled was, he was way low. When a Sheik's below the ledge, they have to sweet spot it, because it's that or go above it. And if he went above it, he could have done anything. Cat Falcon could have just sneezed on it and Sheik would have been dead, because she does not have much recovery or vertical momentum after her up B, or momentum in general. It goes from point A to point B. There's no drifting or anything like that. But he saw that and he covered his options by doing that. Now I'm hoping that there's kind of like an edge guard situation where if he holds the ledge or just stands there. Like, I know Mars are notorious for that, but I don't think he's gonna do it yet. But anyhow, another thing about option select is that it doesn't all have to be on edge guarding or anything like that. Like right here is, he sees that Sheik's back's to the ledge, so her option, or Captain Falcon's options, are do a couple nairs, try to figure out, like, kind of make him do something stupid, maybe like a side step to get him, or something like that. Like, that's another thing for option select. Like, if let's say there's the throw, like let's say Captain Falcon got the grab here, what he could have done on that option select is, you got to watch, like, if he techs, what options does he have? He has 20 frames to tech. If he misses it, you're locked out for 20 frames, meaning you can't do anything. Like, you have to react to it. So he has to be able to be like, okay, so if I down throw the Sheik and they tech it, what are my options? I can knee to grab. Like, let's say they roll. Like, I could knee if they tech in spot, and then grab if they tech away. Or if they tech to like behind me, I could pivot grab them if I do a knee, because I know if you L cancel a knee correctly, you can turn around quick enough to grab them. So really, you have to be aware of what options are available to you in order to have an option select. Like, when you're practicing, you need to try out a lot of these options when you're doing in training or friendlies or whatever, because it need to be second nature. You don't, as I was saying in one of my other videos, you need to have everything kind of come second nature. Like, you don't get me wrong, you don't need autopilot, because autopiloting, I can go on for hours about why that's so bad and it's not a good idea. Because autopiloting is bad. Simple. It's very, very bad. You want to be open-minded about everything. You want to be thinking about what your opponent's doing and whatnot. So that's a very, very big thing. Another thing too on your option select, it's just kind of like comboing. You want to follow your opponent's DIs. Like, you want to be aware of what's going on with that too. Like, let's say my opponent DIs my up throw away. What options do I have as Fox to do that, or any character? Like, can I follow up with a couple back airs with that? Can I follow up with an up air? What can I follow with that? Or does it put me in a stronger stage advantage, position advantage? That's what I should say. You need to kind of be like stage awareness of that, really. And what I mean by stage awareness, which I never gone over, and I don't think I've ever used that word ever in my other videos, so I'll say it, is like being aware of where you're at on the stage and capitalizing on it. Like, sometimes a lot of characters' back throws aren't really that good. But if you're back towards the ledge and you get a grab on that, why not throw them off the ledge so you can get a free edge guard situation? You're putting yourself in a better positioning there on the stage. That's why I say stage awareness, knowing where you're at that time being and what it could do. Let's see here. Going over my notes here. Another thing too is, what I mean, it kind of went hand in hand with what I was talking about, but like, being ready for the what ifs is practically what I was saying. Like, if they tech away, or if they do this option, like, why don't they tech and then immediately roll? What options do I have to cover that? Like, what moves do I have? Is there anything I can do or not? Like, what happens when my opponent crouch cancels my tech, or they tech and then crouch cancel right after? What can I do after that? Like, they might smash, force smash me right out of that. Can I take a grab? Should I crouch cancel it back? Like, there's something you need to be open-minded about and aware of. let's see here. I'm gonna fast forward the video. Another thing too that you need to do, as I like to, I mean, it's kind of, this is kind of like obvious and blunt, but predictions. You need to kind of predict also where your opponents are going to go as well for the option coverage, because the simple fact that like, if you can predict where they're going to go and cover it with your move, you're going to be ready for the next couple options, because it kind of flows really well after you know. Like, if you're aware of what the character's limitations are, like, oh, okay, if I pressure this person and shield, like Peach, for example, her best options out of shield are Nair, because Nair is fast. I think it comes out on frame 4, I think. I think, don't quote me on it. But something like that, like, okay, if I don't space something right, I'm going to get Naired from her. Or let's say she comes down and fairs me, because her fair is actually very quick. They fair me, they're going to do a jab right after that. So can I wait a second longer to shield grab, or should I jump out of shield to do a fair or a dare as Valko, or a down smash out of shield with like Samus or something, or a down tilt, because down tilt with Samus is pretty strong. Like, these are the things you need to think about of what I can do. I mean, there's really no written formula. It's just more or less kind of like what if I press these buttons in a certain sequence, what is the outcome that I can get with? Like, for example, that fox just back aired, or that fox just up aired Marth, right? As I was talking about earlier. Like, right, I think here, yeah, right there. He knew that the only options he had up on the top platform was to tech either on the spot, left, or right. But where he landed on the top platform was the far left. So really, he covered 2 options at once with one move. That's what I mean by option coverage here. Because he just threw out an up air, because if the Marth teched to the left, he was going to get hit. If the Marth teched in the spot, he was going to get hit. The only way he could have got out of that was tech to the right. So really, with him doing that, he again covered 2 out of 3 options. So 66 infinite 7 whatever was the chance of hitting him on that top platform, because he reacted to it and saw that that was a greater chance of hitting him. I mean, if he really predicted that and it predicted to the roll to the right over here, he could have then wave landed and then grabbed him, up throwed him from there. But he still had the stronger option, because this was more likely going to happen of him teching in spot just because of the angle he's at. So this, like I said, that was a very strong example right there of what he could have done, or for option coverage. Like here too, like he knew with the Marth. Ooh, that's a cool shot. I've never seen that before. Like right. Oh, I think I went too far. Damn it. My bad for that. But like when he up threw him, he DI'd perfectly to the right, like he needed to, and then he saw Armada saw right away and was like, okay, here's coming up right there. Up throw, and he knew where this was at. He's like, I can't fit in an up air, and if I did, it's not going to kill him with this rate. So he squeezed in a nair, and then instantly to an up air, because he was already DIing to the right. This is what I meant by earlier with DIing on hits and throws, like knowing where they're going, and to squeeze in that up air for the kill, because he's going to, I think it's 75, yeah, it's Yoshi's. Yeah, see 86 is he DI'd back to the left, because he was trying to smash DI out of it. So this is what I mean. Very hard on this by option coverage is so strong in Smash. I mean, it's in any game, I should say. I think even Street Fighter, someone linked it on Smashboards. I'll put it down in the description below. Thank you, Matt, by the way, for that suggestion about putting links in there. You can read up on that too, because I think Street Fighter is the one that really brought it out, possibly. But Smash Bros. Been doing this whole time, but never really said much about it. If that makes any sense. Like, they just kind of like, oh yeah, we just press a bunch of buttons and they work, and I don't know, the fox is here, do this, and that's cool. So it's kind of neat that we kind of like broke it down to a formula now. I know this video is, like I said, been a little bit all over the place. I'm trying to get there. That was a really good example again for an option select. It's after the chain grab here. Oh, actually, no. Actually, on the top platform again. again, as I was saying here, the Marth got the Fox on the top platform. I'm sorry I'm using high tiers again, but it's just, like I said, it's just something I saw. Wanted to say it right here when Mango does it. He gets the Fox on top platform and he waits. And Marths are very keen on being patient right here. Okay. He did the up air, which covered everything. Everything on the top platform. If you time it right, Marth's up air will literally cover every option on these platforms. But then he waited, saw the tech, and no matter where he teched again, down air's big enough to cover this whole top platform. So he utilized that by doing the down air, waited, and get the pop up. Like here, he could have done reverse up B and probably KO'd him, to be honest with you. But Mango likes to swag, so you know. But that would have been your most optimal option coverage, because that went with option coverage plus punishment game right there. Because if you can sync those two together, you're already pretty deadly. Like the next thing you need to do, which is the hardest thing, is neutral. Neutral is the hardest thing to learn in Smash or any fighting game in general. So this is a prime example of what option select can get you out of. I mean, he doesn't do the reverse up B, but still, I know for a fact that would have KO'd, especially on Yoshi's. It's so small. Another thing too is like right there, how he did a nair out of shield really quick. Like that was extremely fast. Like he saw that Fox was trying to run at him. Oh, he's dead. I think I didn't go far back. Yeah. Right here, he's doing a short hop. He's trying to come back and do a fair. He saw he did a jump out of shield, and he's trying to get his positioning. This is your option select. You can either forward air, which I don't like. He knew it. Okay, Mango knew at this rate that forward air wouldn't do anything. So his best option here was to do a pivot nair like right there, because he knew he's gonna try some kind of like nair. I think nair would have lost to this. Fox's nair would have lost to Marth's nair on this situation, and got the nair tipper just to way dash back. You know, here's another thing too. As you see, the Fox is way deep. He knows his jump. I think he didn't. Yeah, he's actually. I thought he had a jump. I don't think Mango knew he had a jump, but he should have saw like right here holding the ledge would have been perfect, because if he had held the ledge, that means that his illusion, Fox's illusion over B, whatever you want to call it, wouldn't be valid right here, because he'd be holding ledge and he knew he'd just roll on the stage. So he wanted him to force into a Firefox, covering him from coming up at this angle. The best thing he could have done was when he did have his jump, the Fox could have jumped over Bead. But again, if Marth would have stayed right here where he's at on Yoshi's, literally F smash, up tilt, up air, and I think forward tilt and down tilt would have covered every option he needed if he would have jumped and did any of the options of up B, over B, any of that. So that's another thing too with the option coverage. You need to know your angles of the opponent's up Bs and recovery options too, and where your moves cover. Knowing where your moves cover are extremely important too, and like what properties they have. Like if I did like people ask me why I do a forward throw to shield breaker off stage instead of doing forward throw fair. Well, to be honest with you, forward throw fair is not as good, because at higher percentages, is because if you get a tipper on that, they DI away, they're living, because they're going straight up, because they're DIing in towards you. Now, if it's a shield breaker, don't matter where they're DIing. If they're DIing away, that's even better. If they're DIing towards with you, shield breaker will knock them out, and you don't because there's no really tipper on that. I mean, I think there is, but I don't know. I don't think there is in Smash or Melee. I know Smash 4 there is, but anyhow. Either way, look at it, that you can get back to the stage fast enough and recover and hold a ledge and cover even more options that way, or they just die, because forward throw forward air makes it have a chance of succeeding with the forward air tipper, make him go straight up, which I don't think he does here in a second. But see how he like tried to F smash there? Like he was kind of pushing it a little bit with that. So he like if he would have just stayed on ledge, he could just down tilted and then watch, rinse, repeat. Either dare him out of Firefox, fair him, whatever. He could have reverse faired, etc. But as I'll go over again, option coverage right here. Oh my gosh, like watching Mango's Marth like does a lot of just option coverage in general because he just stands there, walks back. See what I was saying? That was like exactly what I was talking about just a few seconds ago about how Marth being just in one spot covers so much. Like how, or anybody in general, like literally any character can do that by standing in one spot, covers so many options. Marth's a little bit better, yeah, because of the freaking sword. Yeah, I get that. But you can do that with Sheik or Fox or Ice Climber, Samus, anybody. But look how he just stands one spot. Like, he was trying to cover that top platform recovery way deep because... Oh, too far, shit. Oh my god, sorry guys. Like right there, covered every option coming down. He would have covered that too if he got the angle right with his forward smash, but just standing right there, that sweet spot, because he had nothing to come from. He's like, okay, if he's gonna Firefox, I got it with an F smash. Should be illusions, I got it with a down tilt. Like, you have to think about these options when you're doing it. And again, knowing what character you're fighting. Like, I keep repeating that because I'm stressing it very hard for this. But your option coverage has come a lot from, again, as I was saying earlier, text. Ooh, that was a good back here. I had to say that. But more or less, experiment and know. Like, try to get it into your head like a flow chart. If you don't know what a flow chart is, it's kind of what I mentioned earlier about getting from point A. It's going if situation X and situation Y happen, proceed to situation Z. Meaning, like, if my forward air misses as Marth or hits with Marth, I can proceed with these options or these moves from here. Now, if my forward air misses, what do I... Ooh, excuse me. Whoa, that burp came out of nowhere. Where do I go from here? Like, retreat? Do I grab? What do I do? Another good example too is like when someone as a space eater, they're notorious for this. Is like at lower percentage when you're trying to gimp them, they'll burn their second jump right away and air dodge. So what you could do is just do a fake move like a quick, I don't know, down tilt jab, whatever you have to make them fake that out into a meteor hit. Or you could just grab them and throw them back off to watch rinse repeat, so gain a little bit of damage here and there, and then kind of like follow their DI and watch them slowly. And then after you gain their pattern and know what they're doing, you can punish them harder next time. It's kind of like that. Kind of goes with conditioning and baiting as well. Like, a lot of this stuff that I'm telling you about go hand in hand with something. Like I was talking about earlier, how option coverage can go with your punish game, and even options that can go with your neutral. To be honest, like I was showing you earlier, like how Mango did the nair out of shield after Armada did a jump out of shield, nothing. Like, just was trying to do a tomahawk. I think he was trying to come down with a nair with him, but its example is he option selected just to do nair out of shield because it covered a lot of his options. Like, it would have covered dair, it would have covered up air, it would have covered nair, everything, even back air. Yeah, reverse back air would have covered it too. So you have to think about, again, stage positioning, where you're at, and go from there with your options. Sometimes you do have like very little options or none. Like, the goal is with the option coverage, and it's a key or golden rule, I would say, is to leave them with the worst option possible. Meaning, if they miss, let's say they get around your F smash or your down tilt, or they tech it, or I don't know, something like that. Leave them like the worst option, as in something very risky, where the only way to survive from it is if you mess up in general, like that, because we're humans and we are gonna mess up sooner or later. So, it's gonna come down to you messing up your flow chart. That's what you want to get down to. Is like, oh God, if I don't, I know that he doesn't miss this. So, like, I was victorious a long time for my edge guards, how I did not drop them. I came down to like a flow chart because it just worked. I don't know. I just played Mars so long that I knew. Or just edge guarding with any character in general. Like, I don't know. It just comes natural. But because I just made a plan with them, each one of them that I played. Because I experiment and try different things. And also I watch a lot of videos too. Like, I study other people's ideas and kind of add them to mine and give it my own little mix and flavor. Because not everyone's playstyle is going to match yours. That's something you need to get in your head too. Just because they're pro doesn't mean it's going to work for you. That is a fact. Like, for example, there's some Mars that still like to go to Yoshi's. Personally, I don't. I like Pokemon Stadium more now because of platforms, and there's not that top platform that a lot of characters like to camp on. You know, I don't like it, so I'll be like, all right, well, fuck you, let's go to Pokemon. You know, there's stuff like that. You gotta definitely find your flavor, as I like to say, your little spice in life. But other than that, I really think that covered it. I'll go over it one more time about watching your opponent's DI and throws, knowing the opponent's character's recovering patterns, being stage awareness, being very aware of that, and what option you do have that are left. Leaving your opponent the worst option possible is definitely key as well. That more or less is on edge guarding, but still, like, it still applies in neutral as well. But other than that, guys, I hope this helped you. Hope this kind of broke it down to you, like what to do, like to I guess get in your opponent's mind a little bit more and possibly play better. So if you got any questions, please feel free to leave some comments down below. I love to hear what you guys have to say. I really appreciate you guys giving me the feedback that I wanted to hear. Again, as I said earlier in the video, I'll definitely leave the links below from Smashboards, and I think some from Street Fighter 2 that talk about option select and a little bit more text oriented if you don't want to listen to my voice anymore, you're getting tired of it. But feel free to leave comments, follow me on Twitter, and I'll see you next time on 2 Cents for Two. Thanks, guys.